We should be live. Let me check the screen. All right, we good. All right. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh. Double honor to our apostles or elders, GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great example to us younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations to the whole lake out there who pushing the word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Shem Al Shai, pushing to get up out of here, man. We coming once again, got the Akim from Memphis. We get together, have classes, and we're gonna start a series going to the Bible empires, starting with the Syrians, walking our way down, to where we at now with the Greeks, going through Daniel the 7th chapter, and just giving, some background of these different empires, man. And right now, all right, we're gonna go into the empire of the Greeks, because last week, last lesson, all right, that we did went into the Greek and Persian wars, all right, which eventually led to the Greeks, all right, eventually taking down, all right, the Persian Empire, all right, and starting the Greek Empire, man, all right, which was the first Edomite Empire, man. There was they conquered, all right, and subjugated all these different cultures and people, man. So we're gonna start off, in the book of Daniel the 7th, and get some more precepts, get some articles, and Lord will, brothers and sisters be edified. Y'all brothers had anything to say?
Nah, go ahead, bro.
All right, come. So let's get straight into it with Daniel 7-6.
All right. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. And the beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it.
And dominion was given to it. So this leopard, all right, represents this Greek Empire, man, led by Alexander, all right, the Greek, man. All right, which Esau loves to say civilization started with Alexander the Greek, because that's when Esau, all right, was able to push his influence throughout the planet, throughout the known world at that time in their region, man. With that Hellenization, man. Which today is the same as Westernization. You see, so the leopard, all right, goes into Alexander the Greek and the Greek Empire, and the leopard is what, man? All right, it's a fast and it's a dangerous hunter, because Alexander conquered a lot of lands quickly, man. He had a 12-year run, when he was just victorious, and he was very strategic, all right. The way that he took down the nation, man, just like a leopard is very strategic when it hunts, man. So we're gonna go from there. All right. Get that Daniel 8-1 Bible shot.
You said 8-1.
Come.
All right, Daniel 8-1. In the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar, a vision appeared unto me, even unto me, Daniel, after that which appeared unto me at the first.
So Daniel was having these visions of empires that were soon to come, man, because you have prophecy, that takes place in the near future, and you have prophecy, that don't fulfill till hundreds or even thousands of years later, man. But Daniel is in the Babylonian captivity, prophesying, all right, about the Greek Empire, man. Which will come hundreds of years after, man. So the Lord is showing Daniel the vision, all right, of these different animals, which are symbolic, all right, to empires, all right, that will rule, man. You got it, bro.
Verse 2, and I saw in a vision, and it came to pass when I saw that I was at Shushan in the palace, which is in the province of Elam. And I saw in a vision, and I was by the river of Lai. Then I lifted up mine eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram which had two horns, and the two horns were high.
Yep.
But one.
And we went into, the previous lesson going into that's the Medo-Persian Empire and their ram. All right, their ram and those two horns represent the Medo-Persian Empire. All right, and the Persian Empire, became their horn that lifted up above the Medo Empire. Thus becoming the Persian Empire. But continue reading, bro.
It says, but one was higher than the other, and the higher came up last.
Yep. And that was the Persian. Go ahead.
I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him, neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand, but he did according to his will and became great.
Because the Persians were having their way with these nations. When you hear the word beast, no beast could stand before him. They're talking about these other nations. These other heathen nations, they couldn't do nothing with the Persian Empire, and the Persian Empire was having its way, man. That's why they amassed these great riches, and that's why they had over 127 provinces, within their realm. You see, that was their realm pushing northward, southward, eastward, and westward, man. Let me look up the square mileage, of the Persian Empire. All right. And it said at its peak, the Persian Empire spanned 5.5 million square kilometers, which all right. That was 2 million square miles. And and we went into how many square miles Alexander Kingdom was. It was 2 million square miles. So Alexander took something, man. And then took the whole kingdom. And he took every mile. But it was prophesied for him to do so. It was prophesied for the Greeks to do so, man. Showing you how, kingdoms are translated, and that's why we're in the midst, all right, where the kingdom is going to be translated to Israel, man, beginning with Yahushua. And see, but the kingdom of the Persian was translated to the Greeks, man. You keep reading, bro.
Okay. All right, back in Daniel 8, picking up at verse 5. And I was considering, behold, an he-goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground.
And that he-goat goes into what, man? That Greek empire led by who? Alexander the Greek, man. It
says, and the goat had a notable horn between his eyes.
Yep, Alexander the Greek. Go ahead.
And he came to the ram that had two horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power.
Yep, and that's what the Greeks did, man. Because when you go into those battles, all right, the Greeks, they were outnumbered by the Persians, but they flanked, the Persians and split those big forces of the Persians. And and eyewitness, you go into the eyewitness history, it talks about how Alexander actually rolled into the midst, him and the his cavalry, they rolled into the midst of that big Persian army, man. And they were going straight for Darius, and Darius had to retreat. If you go into the history, so there he go, he came straight at that ram, man. When you go into the actual battles, that was last verse, bro.
Yeah, that was the last of verse 5.
Let me see.
Well, I'm sorry, that was verse 6, Salaki. That was verse 6.
Okay. All right, you keep going, bro. You keep reading, bro.
Okay. I was just gonna make a quick point.
Oh, you got it.
It say which I had seen standing before the river and ran unto him in the fury of his power. That was that first battle when it was at Granicus. They was at that river. That's where Alexander attacked those Persians with King Darius. They were standing on the bank, and they thought that was gonna be a defense to keep Alexander and them from attacking. But Alexander and them, like the brother said, they went head on. They went. I can't remember how deep they said the bank was, but it was kind of deep. They still went off in there, you know. So Alexander, he was furious, like the scriptures say, you know.
God. Goddamn, he was aggressive, you know.
Yeah, he was real proud.
Oh yeah. The Lord had the spirit on him to do so, you know.
I got the Bible dictionary real quick where it explains. Okay, this page 31 in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. It say Alexander the Great, son of Philip, king of Macedon and Olympias, an emperor princess born 356 BC. Although not named in the Bible, he is described prophetically in Daniel, the he-goat from the west with a notable horn between his eyes.
Yep. And get straight to the point, man, because these scholars know exactly what it is, man. That's why, you know, the Bible is undisputed, man. It's the only book that hold weight. All right, when people go into archaeology, you know, when they go into call themselves historians, you know, and experts in certain time periods, they can always reference to the Bible, man. You know, they can always reference to the Bible, man. You don't hear them referencing the Quran, all right, like the Bible, all right, the Book of the Dead, you know, or whatever these niggas read nowadays, man. You know, all right. I want to try to find that battle, you know, you were speaking of. Okay, it says. Okay, it says following the assassination. All right, this is from ancient EU. All right, and it's the battle of Gaugamela, and it says following the assassination of Philip II, his father, in 336 BCE, Alexander and his army left their home of Macedonia for the last time and set out on the goal of conquering all Persia. After crossing the Hellespont, Alexander traveled northward where he met and defeated the Persians under the leadership of the Greek mercenary Menem at the Battle of the River of Granicus. You know, so just like we're going into, you know, that battle at the river, you know, what that river was called, Ulai, what was called, bro?
Which I forgot.
Verse 2, think you lie.
Where it?
VLAI.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
Blai. Yeah.
Blai.
Blai. However you said.
So let's see what this river goes into.
I'm gonna see if I can find it in there while I'm in this dictionary too.
Yeah, see See if anything pull up. You know, because at the end of the day, the prophecies are so pinpoint accuracy. Like you say, it's undisputed, it's undeniable, man. You know, and if you don't believe in the Bible, all right, if you're an Israelite, you know, the Lord hates you, man. You know, if you can't see it because the scriptures say, you know, matter of fact, God get Sirach 39 and 24, bro.
Sirach 29 and 24.
Yeah, Sirach 39 and 24.
39. All right. Sirach chapter 39, verse 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked.
You know, so the word, all right, these prophecies are plain to the holy, man, whom, you know, Yahweh Bashim Shah have chose to reveal them to, you know, and that's why, you know, we thank for the truth in this ministry and the understanding of this word, man, you know, because this is a blessing, man, because it can be, we look at it so plain, you know, and then we constantly we've been going to the history lately, you know, and instead it edifies the scriptures and what they saying, you know, because every time you go into history, man, you get hella edified. I know I do, you know, and you link it back up through the scriptures, you know, and you see how accurate, all right, the Bible is, man, you know, but to a lot of our people, they just can't see it, man, you know.
Bro. Let's see. You still looking at that River of Life?
Yeah, it didn't.
In mine it say I got that. It's really your lie. I got that 1611. It's got a V right there, Salaki.
Okay.
That's why I was saying it like that, Salaki.
He's all good, bro. But yep. But going to that battle by the river, man. You know, just like Daniel seen that vision of that he go in that ram meeting up by that river, man. You know, by a river. You know, so how about Shema Shad is dead on accurate, you know, with these prophecies, man. You know, but I'm gonna go into you know, just a rundown of Alexander and the Greeks, you know, get some history. You know, they won't go back into that Daniel 8th chapter. All right, all right, this is Alexander. All right, you know, they call him the Great. We call him the Greek. All right, but really the damn creep. All right. So we know he was super faggot, you know. But going to Alexander the Greek, it said Alexander III of Macedon, known as Alexander the Great, all right, was son of King Philip II of Macedon. He became king upon his father's death in 336 BCE and went out to conquer most of the known world of his day. He is known as the Great both for his military genius and his diplomatic skills in handling the various populaces of regions he conquered. He is further recognized for spreading Greek culture, language, and thought through Greece throughout Asia Minor, Egypt, Mesopotamia to India, and thus initiating the era of the Hellenistic world. And that's why, you know, like we always go into, you know, you go into the word Greek or Grecians, you know, in the New Testament, it's talking about a Hellenist, all right, which is a Greek speaking Jew, you know, and we see, all right, Alexander, you know, played a big part, all right, in pushing that Greek vibration, all right, and that Greek culture throughout the earth, man. You know, so just like, you know, like you always say, Tazama, how you know, all you had like over 1,000 Greek city states, but the only thing they really had in common was they all spoke the Greek language, because they had their own, democracies, and they had their own laws and cultures, but what linked them together, was that social, their Greek language, man. Just like today in America, man, you got all these different, cultures, beliefs, and religions, but really the only thing is common is that American tongue, man, the English tongue, man.
Yup. In the same way, back then, they thought that Greek language was above all other languages. Like if you didn't know how to speak, if you didn't know how to speak Greek, they looked at you as like you was barbaric.
Yep.
And then it's the same way today with the English language, which is one of the hardest languages to learn, and most of it go back to the Greek and the Latin. Most English words go back to the Greek and the Latin, man.
Mm-hmm. Which is what that Greco-Roman, all right, dynasties, man. Which is ruled by Esau, Edom. So it says Alexander's youth. It says when Alexander was young, he was taught to fight by Leonidas of Epirus, and we know, that's not Leonidas, the king of Sparta, but their name became famous, and a lot of people probably had their name, but it says a relative of his mother, Olympias, as well as to endure hardships such as forced marches. His father Philip was interested in cultivating a refined future king, so hired Lysimachus of Acarnania to teach the boy reading, writing, and to play the lyre. This tutelage would instill in Alexander a lifelong love of reading and music. At the age of 14, Alexander was introduced to Greek philosopher Aristotle, who Philip hired as a private tutor. He would study with Aristotle for the next 3 years, and the two remained in correspondence throughout Alexander's later campaigns. So it was set up, all right, for Alexander, to do all these things and be able to handle, all these different cultures, because he was brought up, under, these so-called wise philosophers, of their era, and the whole thing was, spreading Greek culture, and it's going to go into it. It said Aristotle's influence directly bore upon Alexander later dealing with the people he conquered, and that Alexander never forced the culture of Greece upon the inhabitants of the various regions, but merely introduced it in the same way Aristotle used to teach his students. The influence of Leonidas may be seen in Alexander's lifelong resilience and physical stamina, as well as in his skills with horses. So I say Alexander, the same way Esau, he presented democracy as something that's so helpful, something that's good for the people, like the people, have a voice and say so. Like he's liberating the people from, the cruel tyrants. Alexander came in that same stead. And if I know you brothers watched the movie. For the brothers that got a chance to watch that movie, you see how Alexander was saying, "You see what we've done? We liberated these people." And that's how they feel. That's how America feel. Like when they go occupy, Iraq or Afghanistan. They push on their news like they liberate those people, all right, from hardships, man. But really, it's the opposite, man. Yeah, our brothers had something.
They got that deception that they liberating people when they really are oppressing and being tyrants.
Yep.
It goes tie back into that democracy.
And all they do is give people the liberty to destroy themselves, man. All right, to be to constantly feed your flesh, to be undisciplined, because at the end of the day, discipline wasn't made to oppress. It was made to preserve you as a nation, man. And we got those laws, statutes, and commandments. It was made to preserve us as a nation. You see, but the Greek culture, all right, which is the modern day westernization, teaches you to be about yourself. It don't teach you to think, of a nation. It teaches you, all right, to obey your thirst. Even going back
Do
to
as
what
thou wilt.
do as thou wilt. That just do it. Which goes back to Nike, which is what that goes back to the Greek goddess of victory.
God.
So at the end of the day, it's the same spirit, that's running the earth today, through these Edomites, man. They just go by different titles, man. Now they go by Europeans, all right, Russian, all right, America, all these different other names, but it's the same spirit that's running the earth, man. With just more technology, man. So let's go back into the article, and it says, it said Aristotle's influence directly bore upon Alexander's later dealings with the people he conquered, and that Alexander never forced the culture of Greece upon the inhabitants of the various regions, but merely introduced it in the same way Aristotle used to teach his students. The influence of Leonidas may be seen in Alexander's lifelong resilience and physical stamina, as well as in his skill with horses. Alexander tamed the untamable Bucephalus when he was only 11 or 12 years old, while his tutor's influence certainly had a profound effect upon him. Alexander seemed destined for greatness from birth. He had, first of all, a father whose accomplishments laid a firm foundation for his later success. The historian Diodorus Siculus observes. It says, during the 24 years of his reign as king of Macedonia, in which he started with the slenderest resources, Philip, all right, which is the father of Alexander, built his own kingdom up into the greatest power in Europe. He projected the overthrow of the Persian Empire, landed forces in Asia, and was in the act of liberating the Hellenic communities when he was interrupted by fate, in spite of which he bequeathed a military establishment of such size and quality that his son Alexander was enabled to overthrow the Persian Empire without requiring the assistance of allies. Because what Philip did, he became, a power, a superpower within those Greek city states, and he, united a lot of those Greek city states, and formed, all right, this Greek superpower, man, this alliance, man.
God.
You see, and Alexander, he was born into he inherited all that, man. So we seen the Lord setting this thing up, all right, for Alexander, to go and conquer, all right, and fulfill prophecy, man. Matter of fact, Kalabi, you can go ahead and after I read Psalm 75 and 4, let me finish reading this. It said these achievements were not the work of fortune, but of his own force of character, for the king stands out above all others for his military acumen, personal courage, and intellectual brilliance. So you see how Esau tries to praise it and makes it seem like, Alexander wheeled himself to the top, man, but no, he just was a particular Edomite that was chosen, all right, to lead, all right, the Greek Empire, and fulfill prophecy, man. Nothing special about this nigga, man. And the scriptures finna confirm that, man. So yeah, get that Psalm 75 started for, bro.
Con, this is Psalm 75, verse 4. I said unto the fools, deal not foolishly, and to the wicked, lift not up the horn. Verse 5, lift not up your horn on high.
So Esau lifts up his horn, his power, as if he, willed himself in the position that he in, man. That's why he always had to manifest destiny, right? A natural selection, That's why he uses the philosophy to justify himself, all right, being this wicked ruler, man, and being in power, man. But it's all according to prophecy, man. So the fool should not lift up their horn, man. Go ahead, bro.
Con, lift not up your horn on high. Speak not with the stiff neck. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another.
And that's what we think happened, man. You know, because it was time for what? The Persian Empire to fall and the Greek Empire to be established for prophecy's sake, man. You see? So at the end of the day, all right, everyone is at the wheel, all right, of the script, you know, that's already set up, you know, by Yahweh, by Shema Shah. You know, matter of fact, I now get Hebrews 1, get Hebrews 1:1 now.
It's the book of Hebrews 1:1. The Most High, who at sundry times in divine manner spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, had in these last days spoke unto us by his Son, whom he had appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the world.
Hey, by whom he also made the worlds with an S. All right. So these different time periods, all right, because what does the scriptures say, all right, about the latter end, man, how Esau is the end of the world and Jacob at the beginning, you know? So how Shah created these different worlds and these different ages, man, you know, with different kingdoms ruling, man. You know? You got it, bro.
Keep going on that.
Yo, what verse that was 2 when you still want?
Okay. Say it again. Up.
Okay, yeah, that was it on that. Yeah, I just wanted to show, you know, how Yahweh Shai, you know, created all these things, man. Esau was proud, you know, like he sketched out his own, all right, legacy within history, man. You know, like he, you know, doing something that's off script, man. You know, but yeah, let me see. Go back to that Daniel 8 and 6, bro. I think you stopped at 5. Bro.
Yeah, I picked you back up at 6 though. Daniel 8 and 6, and he came to the ram that had 2 horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power. And I saw him come close unto the ram, and he was moved, with, what is that, choler?
I believe it's collar.
Yeah, collar.
I believe so.
Okay. Against him, and smote the ram and break his 2 horns, and there was no power in the ram to stand before him, but he cast him down to the ground and stamped upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand.
Yeah, because there was no allies to come to the aid of the Persians and the Medes, man. You know, so the Greeks, all right, led by Alexander, you know, they were able to have their way, you know, with the Persians, man. You know, and it wasn't because Alexander was so brilliant; it because the Lord put the spirit on him, all right, to conquer, you know, to fulfill prophecy, man. You know, so we see how the Lord does what he wants, man. You know, because the Greeks were highly, you know, they were highly out-financed, man. You know, but the prophecy of Yahweh Shema Shai gonna stand regardless, man. So how much more when it's time for us to come back into power, man? You know, everything gonna work in our favor, man. You know, and that's why Lord got us so low. You know, but we don't have no standing army, man. You know, all we have is faith in Yahweh Shema Shai and that standard, man. You know, and the Savior coming back, man. You know,
Right, bro.
Right. I looked up that word kohler. It's pronounced collar. It means anger or irascibility. So
Con, we're just looking it up right now. Con, the water up.
Cause you know he was mad his father just got assassinated, you know. But you know he was full of anger, you know. And then you know you had the history between the Greeks and the Persians, you know. So you know it was nothing but animosity and anger, and they see in the spirit how the spirit has it playing out. All right, between what the Greeks and the Persians today, man. You know. That's what we watching on. When you watch TV and you see Iran in America, Iran and the Israelis, all right, that's the ancient Greek, all right, and Persian animosity, man. You know, it just being rekindled because it's time, all right, for them to hit again, man. You know, all right. Matter of fact, y'all can get Isaiah. Bro. Get Isaiah 21:2.
All right. All right, this Isaiah 21:2. It says, a grievous vision is declared unto me. The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously, and the spoiler spoileth. Go up, O Elam, besiege, O Media. All the sighting thereof have I made to cease.
It's come. All right. And who is Elam? That's for Persians, man, which is the modern day Iran, man. You know, and who is Media? Those Russians, man. You see? So the Lord is revving up the spirit, all right, and Elam, all right, and spiritual, all right, Media, which is Russia, all right, to go up against who, man? You know, the daughter of Babylon, which is America, man. You see? So when we read these you know, these prophecies, you know, they relate, you know, to the geopolitics that was going on back then, you know, but we can see things spiritually, they relate to what's going on now, man. You know?
Yep. Just like with Alexander's empire, ultimately when it fell, there was a lot of confusion going on between all them different cultures and nations he was trying to unite. Yep. And his soldiers, like the Macedonians and the original Greek soldiers that he had a part of his army, they was going against him, man. Like they went with that shit. So it was a bunch of confusion, just like you got going on in America today, man. All these what do you call it, the great melting pot, man.
Right.
Come on, bro. And we seeing these nations, all right, you know, rising up against the daughter of Babylon, you know, because it's finna be an overthrow, man. You know, because America think it's you know, incapable of being overthrown, man. But that's their pride, you know. But Lord finna show His power, man. And that's all the Lord does, to show His power, you know, through, you know, earthly events, man. He shows His power, man. You know, whoever He want to win, that's who gonna win. Whoever He want to rule, that's who gonna rule, man. You know.
Right. I get a quick precept out.
Yeah, for sure, bro. You can break it down too, bro.
All right, this going into what you was just saying about how the Lord he setting everything up for who He wants to run the show. This Sirach 10:14. It says the Lord had cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. The Lord hath plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth. So all these nations that have ever come into power, the Lord, He set them up and he brought them down, man. You know, the same way He had America be built up to its power seat, it's gonna come down, and we seeing it come down right now before our eyes, man.
God, he gonna give it to the lowly, man, which is the elect.
God.
You know,
God.
that's why it's all about being humble. You know, in these times, man. You know, because the Lord is dealing, all right, with the humble. We're gonna exalt those, man, because we understand, all right, that our power comes from Yahweh by Shema Shai. You know, nothing is of ourselves. You know, that Maccabees. Who had that first Maccabee?
Yeah, I had a precept bagging up the brother too, though. Real quick.
Yeah, you get that, and then we get that first Maccabee. You get the
All
last
right.
few people.
This Daniel 4:17 says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and giveth it to whosoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
God.
You know, that's just bagging up you, Tazamat, because that's what he did, man. The Lord set up over Alexander for a period after he, you know, took over the Persian Empire. He allowed Alexander to take over. Just like right now, Esau Edom, man, he gave the kingdom to him. This is kingdom, you know. The Lord set up who he wants.
Yep. So when Esau was loose, you know, going to the Renaissance, you know, matter of fact, chapter 1, and just read through 4. You know, we're gonna get that, and we can get the Maccabees, and then we're gonna end, you know, with the precept the brother put on the comment board. But yeah, get that Malachi 1 and 4. I mean 1 and 1, and just read through.
Want me to get the Malachi?
You said Malachi or Maccabees, huh?
Nah,
I think it was Maccabees.
Get the Malachi first, and then we're gonna get the Maccabees.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. What'd you say, bro?
So I get the Malachi.
Yeah, whoever get it, bring it out, bro.
This Malachi 1:1. But on the word of the Lord of Israel by Malachi, I have loved you, said the Lord Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein has that love us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Said the Lord Yahweh.
These are two main characters in the movie, Jacob and Esau, man. You know? Right now, Esau, all right, he's the one in the power seat, man. You know? But go ahead, bro.
It said the Lord, yet Jacob. Verse 3.
Go ahead.
And I hate Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage raised for the dragons of the wilderness.
And that's what happened. You know, because you had the Greek Empire, then you had the 4 generals, you know, they had their errors, you know, and then it led into the Roman Empire, you know, and then eventually the Roman Empire was taken down and taken over by Jake, man, you know, and that was what they call the Dark Ages, man, you know. So Esau's government and then his power structure was laid waste, man, you know. He was sealed up, you know, for those 1,000 years, man, you know. So go ahead.
Verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Yep.
Said the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shai of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Hey, Yahweh Shema Shai said he won't allow them to build, which he did. All right, that's why you had the NATO, the EU, this beast system, man. You know, Esau's infrastructure, man, his influence throughout the planet Earth, man. You know, he allowed him to do that just so the Lord can throw all this down, man. You know. So
he said, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh had in the nation forever.
So Esau, the border of wickedness, all right, and the people whom the Lord shall have in the nation forever, man. So let's go to the Maccabees and prove that he's the border of wickedness, man. You know, we got that.
All right, this first Maccabees 1 and 1. It says, and it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece.
Yep. So it was Alexander who reigned in his stead, the first over Greece, man. They united, all right, Greek, kingdom, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says, and made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth.
Yep, having his way, man. That he go talking about his feet didn't touch the ground, man, showing how swift, he was conquering, man. Go ahead, bro.
And went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him.
Yep.
Whereupon
you got it, go ahead.
Whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up.
Yep, proud. The same position he in today, because what Esau swore his finances. He's even more proud today because now he think he ready to level up, and try to create it, man. He just done lost his damn mind at this time frame, man.
Right.
But we finna see how they work out for him, man. You got it, bro.
All right, verse 4. It said, and he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him.
Yep, go ahead.
And after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die.
Yep, go ahead.
Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive.
Yep. Going to those generals, which Lord willing, we'll get into that, that segment of history, on the next screen, man. Lord willing. Go ahead, bro.
It says, so Alexander reigned 12 years. Salakia. It says, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Evil was multiplied in the earth because Esau the born of wickedness, man. So when he came into power as the Greeks, all right, evils multiplied, abominations multiplied, man. Like we seen in the movie, because when he took over the Persians, you had the Persian women, doing the dances and the different, leisure things that they were doing. You had the women, dancing, the belly dancing. But then when this nigga come into power, now you got a goddamn tranny, all right, a nigga doing the shit, man. Man. When you see the movie, when he come into power, when he on the throne, you see niggas belly dancing, man. What the hell?
Damn.
Yeah, through. And it's the same thing today, man.
Right.
You see niggas doing what the women doing, man.
Right.
Same spirit in the earth, man. Evil being multiplied, man. And that's a whole nother topic within itself, But Calabia, you get Revelation 11:14, and we're gonna end it there,
Come on. It's Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
And that third woe is the third world's war. All right, and it's coming quickly, man. Now you can't see the World War III is at the doorsteps, man. You sleep. You see, these nations is gearing up for a battle, man. They tired of America playing bully, man. And the Lord is putting it in the nation's mind. You got them, man. And that's what these nations moving towards, man. Everyone is bucking up and rebelling against these American decrees. Everybody everybody out here, they said they out here with it, man. So said fuck them saints, man. Said you got to do something. We still gonna move. So hey, they gotta fight, man. Because ain't nobody bagging down, man. you know, so they got to fight, man. You know, you people, you know, that like to protest and march and peace signs and, you know, the denuclearization and destroy the nuclear weapons, all right? They gonna be destroyed, man, all right? When they hit America, man, that's when the nukes gonna be destroyed, man, all right? That's when they gonna get rid of all the nuclear bombs when they use them, man, you know? Go ahead.
You want to go to 15 out?
Yeah, come.
Con. And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua and of his Hamashiach.
Yep.
And he shall reign forever and ever.
And that's the conclusion of the story, man. All right. All right. You heathen nations, y'all done had y'all time to shine. You know, y'all done had y'all empires. You know, y'all done had y'all time to rule and manage the planet Earth. You know, and you did a horrible job, man. Well, Esau being the worst, man. You know, the worst to do it, man. You know, the worst nigga to ever, you know, manage the planet Earth, man. You know, and now it's over, man, because now the Third World War come and you have shot coming back, man. You see, now all the playing the game from the top, man. You know, you have shot finna sit on the throne of the earth, man. You know,
right.
Not, you know, we had this nigga talking about some community service. You know, the nigga Pastor Hart did the video on, had a nigga on there talking about, you know, who's, you know, y'all just gonna wait on Jesus Christ, you know. What about, you know, getting out of the community, man? What community, nigga? Is you crazy? All right. You think your community, a goddamn food drive gonna matter when these nations shoot nukes, man? You know, and you have try to crack the clouds, man. You think he gonna reserve Martin Luther King Street, nigga?
That's right. That's right, bro.
Hell wrong with Jake, man. You know, Hal Shotton sit on the throne of the earth, man, and we want to be joint heirs with him, man. You know, and that ain't your mindset, man. We ain't got much to talk about, man. You know, but that was it. You know, y'all brothers had anything to say?
No, I was just gonna say that's Jake being small-minded too, man, not being able to see past his neighborhood. You know,
through. I thought you knew.
Right.
God.
Yeah, anything, y'all? What you say, Zach?
I was gonna say, especially with one of Trump's latest statements, where he said, "I could end the Iranian war. You know, it'd be easy, but I don't want to kill 10 million people." When shit's going on like that, you don't think that these other people are geared to, you know, wipe out American civilians?
Hell yeah.
You know, or draft is about to come up. You trying to save a little community?
Yeah. Jake dumb as hell, man. You know? Talking about when people see you out in the community, they know there's a difference about you.
Yeah, he threw.
Yeah, yeah. This nigga bought 3 bikes and some water guns, and now, you know, he done saved the day, man. You know, fuck wrong.
Boy, Nino Brown handing out turkeys, man.
Yeah. This nigga, damn, Jake Time would be horrible, goddamn.
Man.
You know, but I said that was it, y'all. Any closing statements, though?
That was it,
Hey, well, you know, with that, you know, we hope, you know, you brothers was edified. You know I was. You know, once again, we'll give all praises to Yahweh. You know, the water, you know, to our apostles and elders, man. You know, double honors to our apostles and elders, you know, for being great examples to us younger brothers, and peace and blessing salutations to the whole elect, man. You know, pushing the word of truth and sincerity, you know, across the 4 winds, pushing to get up out of here, man. You know, shalom to the Akim that tuned in and listened. You know, pray that you was edified, you know, and till next time, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.